CPT JJ-CPV, Evaluation and Management, E&M Services, Guidelines, page 8, part 12. Time is one of the factors in the code, and we're continuing this from previous studies, right? And it reads,
time is also spent doing work before or after the face-to-face time with the patient.
Right. Face-to-face time is when you are face-to-face with the doctor. That's face-to-face. But previously, to see the doctor, you get to take your vitals by a nurse, for instance, or an assistant, or nursing assistant. So that is what they said that the session time. The session time is longer than the face-to-face time, right? Okay, continue.
Performing such tasks as reviewing records and tests, arranging for further services,
when they give you a new appointment, right?
Yes, and communicating further with other professionals and the patients through written reports and telephone contracts.
When the doctor, for instance, or the doctor's office called the pharmacy, right?
Right.
They are using some time but that is not a face-to-face time. That's the session time. Okay, so the code that we have an example right there, there's a session time for 30, and the minimum face-to-face time for 30 session time should be 16, right? If those conditions are met, then the code is, for psychotherapy code is 9833, right?
Right.
Okay, so that is our theory for today. And now we're going to do a problem. So ready, set, go. Okay, CPT JJ-RVA, page 248, exercise 18. And this is a level 0 exercise, which means that it's very easy. And the main words or the key words are?
Anesthesia, corneal transplant.
Anesthesia and corneal transplant. And the text reads?
Anesthesia.
Uh-huh.
Code anesthesia for corneal transplant.
So there's going to be a transplant or a transplantation of a cornea, and for the doctor to do this operation, the patient has to be anesthetized, right? So there's an anesthesia for that procedure. So we want you to code that, the anesthesia for corneal transplant. Okay? You're going to code using the CPT code book. Okay? So we're going to count to 3. So you can pause the video and then give us an answer, okay? So 1, 2, 3. Okay, the answer is 00144. Did you get that? If you got that, congratulations. You got the answer right, and then you can do the next video. If you didn't get that, let's give you a couple of tips. First tip.
First tip is you start with anesthesia.
Right. You have to code anesthesia for something, for corneal transplant. So don't start with transplant or cornea, because the main procedure is anesthesia. Right? So start with anesthesia. If you start, the tip number 2 tells you, if you start with transplant, you won't find anesthesia there, because they are supposing that the anesthesia is another code that you have coded already, so they're going to give you just the codes for the transplantation. So don't start with transplant. You have to start with anesthesia, right? And from then it's very easy to go. That's where it's level 0, right?
Right.
And now, if you want to understand the procedure, Stephanie has chosen the best videos on the internet. The A pluses, as usual, are the ones that we recommend you to watch. There are 2 A pluses, one for anesthesia animation and the other corneal transplant surgery. And if you want to know a little more details, there are all these other links, okay? So you have everything. You have the tips. You have the links to watch the procedure. And you have the answer, 00144. Now, we are going to count to 3. So you can pause the video and then give us the path, how we got to the answer. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is the summary of the whole problem. It's a CPT JJ-RVA-248-18. It's a level 0. and the code words are anesthesia and corneal transplant, or the keywords, right? And the text reads like this: anesthesia section of the CPT code book, and we want you to code anesthesia for corneal transplant, okay? There's only one code, and the code 1 through the index is found like this.
First you go to index.
Go to the index.
Then you go to anesthesia.
You start with anesthesia. We told you to start with anesthesia because that's what we're coding. And then?
That anesthesia starts with an A.
Uh-huh.
And then you go to transplantation.
Now, you can look for transplant, but there's no transplant, but there's transplantation, which is the same, right?
Right.
And then you go to?
Cornea.
Cornea, which is what we're doing, a cornea transplant, right? And so there's only one code there, and it's 00144, right?
Right.
Now, you have to check this in tabular, right? So the code number 1 through the tabular is checked like this.
First you go to tabular.
Okay.
Then you start with the code 00144.
Right, the one that you got in the index, right?
Right.
And then you read the description for that code. What is the description for that code?
Anesthesia for procedures on eye.
Which is 3 or 4 codes above it, but since it's the principle there, there's going to be a semicolon there, and then you get the corneal transplant, right?
Right.
And then means that you read it like this: anesthesia for procedures on eye for corneal transplant, right? That's why there's an equal sign at the end of this line, which means that we found the code. So the answer is 00144. Okay, so thanks for watching the video, and don't forget to visit our website and subscribe to our videos, and you will get
up to 3 videos every day that we make. ICD-10, CPTs, all that is needed to pass the medical coding certification exams.
So don't forget to visit our website, which is right there, and to subscribe to our videos. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.